South Africa. Now, South Africa's finance minister's tweet questioning the viability of the country's national airline has sparked a debate among stakeholders in the aviation industry. It is not clear what prompted the minister's message, but one of the unions involved with the airline could not hide its position with the comments, saying his long objective has been to damage the airline. Here are more details of that in this report.
Mboweni asked his near 1 million followers whether the country needed a state-owned airline or whether a private company should be given the chance to fill the gap.
Yeah, I thought his question on Twitter was an interesting one, coming after the fact of, after he's already signed off the allocation of the money for the airline and taken it away from other government services. And to me, it sent a big signal saying he's absolutely not convinced that he's done the right thing.
The finance minister is not shy about using his Twitter account to get his message across.
But he was quoted as saying that he wouldn't give 1 cent of his own money to SAA, and that if he had a chicken farm that he had to continually invest in and he got no eggs, he would close it down. So he's been very, very consistent.
One of the unions involved with the airline is less charitable about the finance minister's approach.
It's not the first time that the minister has raised questions about the viability of SAA. It's not the first time the minister has sort of lobbied the media directly or indirectly for support to collapse the airline, because that's been his goal as far as we're concerned.
But there appears to be a discrepancy between what the business rescue practitioners were commissioned to do and what the shareholder department wanted done. And this, an analyst says, could be behind the minister's tweets.
They gave a different set of numbers. They included bailout figures for 3 subsidiaries which were never included in the rescue plan. And they've suddenly watered down the amount of money associated with unflown ticket liabilities by a third, by R1 billion. So all of these things are, posing a lot of question marks. And I would imagine that the finance minister, who's under a lot of scrutiny, especially from potential investors and lenders and credit ratings agencies, is asking the same questions, because he probably just doesn't get the answers.
The airline staff that have been left behind are under pressure. They say the future remains unclear.
They don't know what the future holds. They have no idea if they've got jobs in January. They've got no idea if they're getting paid. And the government minister thinks it's okay to just tweet.
The bailout is a done deal, so the minister's social media activity is curious to say the very least, because essentially this is out of his hands now when the new airline comes into being.